Hi there and welcome to another session of Business Studies for the 12th Standard with me, Vishwanath Sir. Our journey towards excellence in tackling a particular subject or tackling a particular topic will go on. We'll see to that we achieve mastery over whatever we do. And in this process, it will help you write and understand the paper much better. Today we are going to take up the case studies of where we last left off. That is, the name of the chapter is organizing. Okay, we'll finish with this case studies and then go ahead further. Okay, so let us understand the different aspects of the case studies, because understanding the case studies would be like you understand every concept of this particular subject. Fine. So it's very essential that you read a chapter twice or thrice, understand each and every minute concept, and this would help you tackle your case studies in a more relevant manner. Okay. So I take up a certain case studies on this basis. An electronic company has the following jobs: manufacturing, marketing, finance, personnel, research and development. Okay, just repeating again, this is an electronic company and it has got the following jobs in manufacturing, marketing, finance, personnel and research and development. Which type of organization structure would you suggest for this company? Okay, and yes, which type of organization structure will you tell for this company? I would believe that the functional structure would do very well because they have got diversified activities. In no way some of these are connected with each other. Of course, in order that the organization achieves its goal and achieves success, all these have to do well. But these are basically functional aspects, and these functional aspects require a high degree of specialization. So it is better they go in for the functional structure. Okay, so this is functional structure for you. Let's go to the next case study. The next case study tells it has been decided to start production of air conditioners and water purifiers. It has a separate division which will be set up for each product. The water purifier division will be headed by a female officer. Which type of organizational structure would be suitable for this company? Okay, and of course you have to give the reasons. Again, in this case, I would believe that the divisional structure would do well here in this case, because the company manufactures different types of product and each product has got distinctive characteristics. In no way can we tell that the water purifiers and the air conditioners are the same. Of course, there will be certain vital components in each of the body of both of this which might be similar, but it is not the same because each one has a different way of tackling things. Fine. The company manufactures different types of products with distinctive features, so division will be more suitable. State any one value which the company has considered. The one value what they have considered is that in the water purifier division it will be headed by a female officer. So you could tell the value is woman empowerment. Okay, so that is woman empowerment for you. Okay, so here we discussed two case studies. One is based on the functional structure and the other is based on the divisional structure. Okay, it's again, as I tell you, it's very vital that you understand each one of them properly so that you can answer the questions properly and not hesitate. Don't be hesitant when you're reading a particular question. I go to the next case study here, where NADA Private Limited is manufacturing electric bulbs. After considerable thought, the company devised a structure of fixing the work to be done by persons and the way it is to be done. The management is rigidly following the structure, but different types of delay are happening in the actual working. Okay, so just to put you in a nutshell, they are manufacturing electric bulbs, and there are different people who are fixing up different jobs. And in spite of all these things, each one fixing up a particular job or a particular problem, there is certain flaws in the company. There are delays in the actual working of the company. So the question asked here is that identify the type of organization followed by the company. Okay, so the type is of course formal organization, because each one has got a different position and each one is tackling it in its own particular jurisdiction. Why delays are happening in the organization? The delays are happening because the company is strictly following a chain of command, and more time is taken to make the decisions. So the decision making is taking a lot of time because of this. As a result, certain times something which is very urgent will be treated as not urgent, and this could lead to the company making losses, because certain orders, if the company cannot execute on time, will go to its other competitors. Fine. A company is manufacturing washing machines. There is a well-defined system of the jobs with clear and definite authority, responsibility and accountability in the company. But the people are not allowed to interact beyond their official designed roles, so they have to follow the structure. As a result, the company is not able to adapt to the changing business environment. The workforce is also not motivated due to the lack of social interaction. The company is facing problem of procedural delays and inadequate recognition to create talents. Okay, so certain vital aspects which is necessary is not being followed here. Suggest how the organization can overcome the problems faced by it and give, of course, any two benefits which you derive. That should be your own suggestion. Yes, the type of organization that should be introduced is informal organization, where people from different streams, different departments can meet and mingle and share their ideas, and this will give more creativity and it will give more solidarity to the company, because the people will be working towards social interaction and working towards the betterment of the organization. What are the benefits of this form of organization? The communication is going to be faster and the response also will be quick. And secondly, and the most important thing, man is a social animal, so the social needs of the employees are satisfied and they will feel motivated. Okay, so treat informal organization also in an organization as a very vital aspect. Of course, you don't have to define it, but do give some space to it so that people grow within. Of course, there are certain flaws, but the benefits which will be derived by following an informal structure would be much greater than the disadvantages which it has. Okay, so this is a certain thing, formal and informal organization, which you have to adhere to. Now from here we go to another part of this case studies, where Mr. Mago is working as a production manager in a company producing water purifiers. The managing director has fixed a target of 20,000 water purifiers next month due to the festive season in North India, and directed Mr. Mago accordingly. Mr. Mago passed on these orders to Mr. Ramesh, his deputy manager, and asked him to produce the required quantity. Mr. Ramesh was able to produce only 15,000 purifiers during the prescribed time. Okay, so from the managing director it went to Mr. Mago, who was a production manager. From the production manager it went to Mr. Ramesh, who was a deputy manager, and what they had set at 20,000 water purifiers, they ended up only 15,000, making 15,000 water purifiers. So the question here arises is, who is responsible for not achieving the production target? Give the reasons for fixing the responsibility. here we can tell that Mr. Mago, the marketing manager, is responsible for not achieving because he is a person in between the managing director and the deputy manager, Mr. Ramesh. Okay, so he should have taken control. If he is giving certain responsibilities to Mr. Ramesh, he should have followed up. He should have followed up in a very aggressive manner as to what is the problem. In the end, the targets have to be achieved, and if it is not achieved, then the organization will take a back seat. So it is very essential that this has to be done. So Mr. Mago is the person responsible because he is going to be answerable to the managing director, and in that case he cannot put the blame on Mr. Ramesh. Okay, and name the element which can be delegated. Of course, authority can be delegated. Okay, so this was your case. This was your case study in regard to authority and fixing up responsibilities. Let's go to the next part of it. Ram Ratan follows the traditional approach of managing a business. He takes all the decisions himself, and the subordinates have to come to him for the orders and instructions every time. So this means very clearly that Ram Ratan is not confident about his subordinates. Okay, he just gives them orders and instructions and nothing else. So the first question here is, identify the concept of management not followed by Ram Ratan, and which values are violated in this enterprise. First of all, when we identify the concept of management, it is the delegation of authority which is not followed because it transfers the power from the superior to the subordinates. So here it is not allowed. They are not allowed to operate within their prescribed limits. So delegation has its elements of authority, responsibility and accountability, which is not followed by Mr. Ram Ratan. What are the values which are violated? Number one, lack of employment development without delegation of authority. Secondly, there will be frustration amongst the employees because they are not given any authority. They are supposed to follow what is told by Mr. Ram Ratan, and also there is a wastage of time and resources because these subordinates some of them are quite adept to take certain decisions on their own, but they have to rely on Ram Ratan because he has told that you are going to follow my instructions and orders and nothing else. So their creativity also is lost in the process, and also if any valuable suggestions has to be given, they will not give because they know that Mr. Ram Ratan is not the type of person who will agree. Okay, so these are certain things which have to be taken into consideration. From here we go further to another case study, and this is something which had come in the CBSE 2019 question paper. Okay, it goes like this. One of the questions that needs to be answered in the organization function is, at what levels are decisions made? Decisions making authority in an organization can be pushed down to the lower level, or it may lie with the top level management. However, it is not an either or concept. Okay, not an either or concept. When the organization grows in size, or complexity, there is a tendency to sharing decisions with the authority with the lower levels. This is because in large organization, employees who are closely involved in certain operations tend to have more knowledge about them than the top management, because the top management is just passing on the decision, but the ones below are actually working. Okay, so when they are working, they have got more inbuilt knowledge, okay, how to do things. An important concept of organization function is discussed above. Identify the concept and state any 3 points of its importance. Okay. Now the concept which is discussed is delegation of authority. Okay. And of course it has got a lot of importance, but you are supposed to write 3, but let's discuss. Number 1, it relieves the top executives of their work so they can concentrate on the other things. It improves the functioning because the work is divided between various persons. Okay. It improves the superior and subordinate relationship. It helps in employee development because the person in the lower strata is given certain decision making powers which he can utilize without consulting the top management. Also, it's helpful in expansion and development of business because the time wasted will be less and the top management will focus on more important needs. It also brings about coordination amongst the employees, and also the employees are motivated because they are given responsibility. So this is something which has to be taken into account. Okay, let's go in for one more case study. There are two people, Aradhana and Gandharv. They are two heads of department of Yumco Limited. They are efficient managers and are able to motivate the employees to their respective departments to improve their performance. However, they drive to excel in their own sphere of activity instead of laying emphasis on the objectives of the enterprise. Okay, that has hindered the interaction between the departments of Aradhana and Gandharv are heading. Often there are interdepartmental conflicts and they have become incompatible. The situation has deteriorated to such an extent that the CEO of Yumco Limited has hired a consultant, Rashmi, to resolve the problem. After studying the situation closely, Rashmi found out the problem has arisen due to inflexibility and a narrow perspective on the part of both Aradhana and Gandharv. She is in the view that the situation is the result of the type of organization structure of Yumco Limited has adopted. From the information above, whichever is given, which we discussed, identify the organizational structure adopted by Yumco Limited and state any three advantages. Now what the Yumco Limited has done is that they have adopted the functional structure. Okay, of course it has got its plus points which we shall discuss. Now a functional structure leads to specialization and the work is performed by specialists. Okay, there is division of labor because each one who does their work properly, and it leads to specialization also. Okay, and also the overall efficiency of the organization. The specialists, when they use optimum amount of use of resources because they know how to use, how much to use. The level of supervision also improves in this case. The training is more effective because it is focused around the area of specialization. And finally, there is coordination among the different departments which improves because they are dependent on each other. Okay, so these are certain case studies which we discussed in today's session, and our journey towards discussing these case studies and making your concept stronger will continue. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.